Hi everybody, the video you're about to see I recorded yesterday afternoon, but apparently when I tried to edit it, I edited it like 6 times and got it wrong every single time. So I eventually put the phone down and went to bed and then edited it again this morning and I got it so perfect. And then I looked at the beginning and realized that at some point I had deleted the start. So I'm recording an intro now. So basically, hi everybody, I'm Joey and welcome to the channel. This is basically my channel for working through getting back to work. For those who haven't watched other videos, I will break it down to you quickly. I'm disabled. I have been majority of my life. I had sepsis in October of 2025, almost died, ended up having a lot of issues. And so this channel is basically my way back to finding a new normal. I was a full-time wheelchair user before the sepsis. I even more so now. I'm also an indie author. I have 22 books out. Linked to my AUTHORTUBE channel is below. But let's get into basically what I'm going to be doing with this vlog. I don't really plan to just go back to work properly until the 1st of June. It is the 24th of May, I think. And I want to sort of like try and ease back into things. As I've said in other videos, I basically will be going back on like light duties. But before I get there, I have to set myself up for success. So I'm kind of doing half work days rather than full ones. It used to be before the sepsis that I would wake naturally between like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and then I would, go downstairs, I would work and all of that, and would then basically be back up in bed, usually by 6, 7 a.m., maybe some days 8, and would then, spend the rest of my day resting and all the rest of it, usually reading a book. That has obviously all changed because right now I can't do that. I can't go back to that level of work. And having had 8 months off work and having settled into a new sleep routine, I now usually wake up between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. and my carer gets up at between 5 and 6 a.m. to get ready for work. She goes to work these days, so it's been a big time of changes for us. So right now I'm planning to go back to somewhat work tomorrow. I've done about 3 or 4 days of kind of work last week, but this week I have a handful of things that I need to get together. Basically, I've got I think it's 2 or 3 blog posts to write so that I have enough of them for June. I've got about 6 or 7 minutes of an AuthorTube video to finish captioning. It's basically a longer video than I would usually put out, but it's the one that basically explains all that happened and why I suddenly disappeared. I am hoping to be able to do that tomorrow. I don't want to work weekends for at least the first month or two, probably longer. So I've decided that because today is Sunday, even though it's a bank holiday weekend here, I will try and go back to work tomorrow morning and just do a few bits and pieces here and there and, see how it goes. But my focus is going to be on getting the work done, hopefully setting myself up for success. I am planning to pretty much only do 1 or 2 little things tomorrow. I have some Instagram posts that I need to make. There's 3 of them. And so I need to get those ready. I have 3 blog posts to write. There's also, because things have changed, I need to update the vlog scripts that I have. Not write them, but just take out the ones that are no longer relevant and make sure the ones I have do work. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But my focus is basically on spending a little bit more time sat up in my chair each day and going from there. I'm doing all these videos for this channel on my phone. I'm editing them on my phone and getting them together on my phone. And normally when I record AuthorTube videos, it's at my desk, it's with a webcam, so I don't have to really do a lot of fiddly bits and pieces. But for this channel, because I'm taking you along vlogging basically, I need to sort of like do it on my phone. I think that's everything for now. So I will catch you when I get to work tomorrow, take you through what I'm doing, and basically go from there. Hi everybody, I didn't go to work yesterday, which was a bank holiday. I know in the last clip I was like, yeah, I only have weekends off and I'm going back to work. I didn't. I was tired, I was sore. We ended up doing a lot of like last minute but not stuff that we had to get done in town for various reasons. So it was probably a good thing that I didn't work yesterday, especially because I woke up feeling horrible. And I'm still kind of like, achy all the way, but yeah, there we go. At the moment, I now stand at like 4 minutes left of that YouTube video to caption. I've taken a bit of a break just to see if the break will give me the motivation to do more. I have done a couple of other things that I need to do. So if I do call it quits now, it's not actually a terrible thing, but there we go. So yeah, I'm going to try and just see how things go rather than just try and push through, because the last thing I want to do is make myself worse. So you can see the window's open that way because it's open enough that the air can come in, but the kittens cannot go out. I think that's Mink. She's been basically protesting loudly ever since I did it. So, she likes the outside place, but only in theory. She has gotten out once. She went out the front door, she skidded on the ramp, she turned around and came back inside. So yeah, she likes the idea that there is an outside place, but she doesn't want to be in it. That's icky. So yeah, she's complaining, but ultimately I know she wouldn't want to be outside anyway. So yeah, it's been a bit of a heat wave here in the UK, so that's adding to the drained and just not okay feelings. But yeah, I'm going to open up YouTube again. I'm going to see if I can get a bit more captioning done. If I can get to the end, great. I do have a video to upload for this channel, so I'll do that as well. See what happens. You never know. But yeah, I will catch you basically when I next have something to say, and probably as I start prepping for work and stuff like that. Hi everybody, I apologise for the absolutely messy hair. Since I spoke to you this morning, I've had a nap, and also the fan is going high, but it is like 30 degrees Celsius here, and we are not built for heat. So I'm just kind of like struggling. I've got the fan on, I've got the windows open, and all of that. But I will give you the update that basically this morning I ended up finishing captioning that really long video, so I'm really happy with that. I also did a few other like minor bits and pieces, but because of that, I was able to cross things off my list. So I did a few Instagram pictures so that they're ready for June. So yay. I also finally announced the Invisible audiobook. So that's all gone out and that's been good as well. It's been on my to-do list for a few days, but sometimes I just couldn't find the energy. So yeah. So my focus the rest of the day is to edit the video from this morning and this video when I finish recording it and get those set up. So basically tomorrow is making sure that the vlog scripts I've got are basically what they need to be, but also I've managed to think of a few things to fill in gaps later on in the year. And I want to try the next couple of days to write some kind of vlog scripts so that I'm not at the end of June having to write like 10 of them in one day, because yeah, that's not fun. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it works, but I just have to see how everything comes together. I'm really kind of like trying to be kind to myself and to make sure that I don't overload myself, especially as I'm not yet back at work. So I will be doing the blog scripts and blog posts, but I will be doing them in small batches. If need be, I can over the next few months like add one or two of the missing ones to that month's pile, if that makes sense, so that I don't have to do all of them now. I will say that one thing I'm, glad about struggling with kind of is the fact that I am now getting to the point where I'm needing naps again. And while that's not a problem, naps are awesome. These naps are, 3 hour long. So I think some of it is the medication that I'm on for nerve pain. I know the GP did ask me, whether it was causing me to be extra sleepy. At the time, it wasn't really, or if it was, I hadn't drawn the dots. But since I've increased the dose, I've noticed that I am more ready to sleep after taking it. So I'm hoping that my body adjusts basically. But if not, at the end of the day, it's not the worst thing. I'm getting my work done in the morning, and then I'm coming back up to bed. So it could just be that because I have been doing work here and there, even if it's not been full day, I'm just triggering naps because naps rather than anything else like that. So yeah, I will just see how it goes. I'm hoping that tomorrow, like I said, I can do the vlog scripts because that's pretty much all I have left other than the blog posts themselves. So I'm going to kind of like parcel them out over the next few days. I'd like to be done by the 29th, just because then I have a few days off for the weekend before going back into it on the 1st. So yeah, that's the progress right now. Like I said, I'm in bed because that's where I seem to spend most of my time after working, but I'm hopeful that things are moving in the right direction. So that's a plus. I think I only have a Mr. Dash up here with me because it's a bit too hot for kitty snuggles. Like the last like 3 or 4 nights and days, I haven't had my duvet on. Sometimes obviously I've had the fan on, but I think we turned it on properly yesterday, and I've not needed my duvet. I'm not getting cold. I'm just getting very warm. So yeah, best we can do. Just have to cope. And I know that like when the British complain about hot weather, everyone else is kind of like, well, it's hotter here. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're used to that. We are not. And we also don't have things like aircon by default. So yeah. Okay, I will catch up with you when I go to work next, which will probably be tomorrow. Hey everybody, it is the 27th of May, and again, I'm back down at my office. I managed to get some vlog scripts because I have scripts for like 6 months in advance, which is one of the reasons why I'm able to ease back into work so efficiently as such. I have a few things that had to change because of basically changes to the way things are going. So I wasn't going to have like cover reveals this year because I'm not releasing anything this year. So the focus has been on basically making sure that the video scripts I do have are still relevant and just slipping in a few others that would help cover the breach. At the end of the day, I ended up with needing to write basically 4 more scripts to get to that point where I'm basically covered until the end. The ones that I'm sort of like not having to do right now are ones that are like time sensitive. I have one when I'll talk about my current works in progress, which is not necessarily going to be the same as it is right now. So no point in scripting that because, yeah. I do have a couple of others, like, end of year look backs. Again, I can't do that until the end of the year or near as much. So, yeah, I'm going to spend this morning basically getting a couple, maybe, those vlog scripts written so that I can just do a 2 more tomorrow and then I'm done for that. And then it's just basically the blog posts that I need to write for next month. I think I only have like 3 of those to actually do. So it should be okay. And if need be, I can do, as I'm doing this, I can do them over a couple of days. It doesn't have to be the same day. I have time. I would like to like kind of like be finished with the prep before the weekend, just so that I can relax into that before I jump into the whole working world properly again. So yeah, but my desk is a mess. My hair is also a mess, even though I literally just showered. It's gotten to that length where it kind of needs to be cut. I do have an appointment in July, but I'll make it do until it happens. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see how far I can get with just the 2, and then readjust and decide if I have the strength and ability to write more today, or if it's better to just do 2 and let my body relax from that. It's very hot here still. We had a couple of like kind of 5-10 minute thunderstorms last night, which I think may have reduced some of the heat, but not enough of it to make it completely comfortable. Anyway, I will catch you all later. Hi everybody, it is about 9ish. I have finished 2 of the vlog scripts. I worked it out and I only have like 4, so I'm gonna do either 2 tomorrow or 2 on Friday. I have 3 blog posts to write to basically see me through the month of June, so hopefully I can get those written tomorrow or Friday, depending on which, and then I basically have the weekend off to try and get ready to going back to work. I feel like this week I've had a pretty good routine going. Hang on a second. I feel like this week I've had a pretty good routine going in the fact that I didn't work Monday because it was a bank holiday, but like Tuesday and today I've managed to get out with my carer, and I had a shower this morning, so obviously I couldn't go down before she got up, but I did sleep late technically yesterday, so you know, whatever. But I'm gonna try, depending on what time I wake up tomorrow, to go downstairs before B is up and get some work done. We will see if it works, we'll see if it doesn't. The plan officially is to do that from June anyway, so hopefully it'll work out for me. I've just come back up to bed. I have a Dash on my bed, which is where he normally sits in the sunshine. I have a Torty in the hallway who is judging me because I have not had my duvet on me every last 2 days, so she feels like she can't sleep on me apparently. I mean, when she was a baby, my lap was fine no matter whether it was covered by a duvet, but apparently when you get to almost 6, there are like new kitten laws written. I don't know. She'll get over it or she won't. I've noticed that in the night she's sleeping on the pillow next to me, and that seems to be her chosen spot. So yeah, I'm just about to basically get back in bed, take some meds, and watch a few YouTube videos maybe, and just chill. I'm hoping that things are going to get easier as like the new meds for my nerve pain and such kick in. I have noticed less pain in the hand, so it feels like we finally might have possibly gotten to the dosage where it works as it should, so that's good. I know that there's been extra sleepiness because of said meds, most likely, so it's nice to think that maybe that will even out. If not, I may have to go back down to the lower dose, but we're not at that spot yet. So yeah, I'm gonna get close to the bed, put things away, and transfer, and then just spend the rest of the day chilling and getting on with my day, getting stuff done, and eventually getting to do those last 2 pieces of work tomorrow. So I will catch you then. Good morning. It is the 28th of May today, and I actually made it out of bed and downstairs before my carer is up. She's up at 6 today because she's working normal mornings and just late evenings. So yeah, there is, I think that's Miss Torty on the windowsill. But thankfully, Kyra has finally made it so that I can have my fan on. Basically, while I was in hospital and I wasn't using my office, we got the dehumidifier, and that obviously needs to be plugged in. So thankfully, we have now got a multi-plug, so yay. And it just means that I can have my fan out when I need it, which I do right now. I will say that the weather has calmed down, it's cooled down, but it's still kind of like not perfect yet. I mean, not that it's ever perfect, it's England, weather is never good in England, but it's at least manageable and livable, which is, you know, what we want. I will just say that, like, one thing I think some people don't realize when it comes to chronic illness, especially those that cause chronic fatigue, it's just how long it can take your brain to start up in the morning. I was awake just before 4, and like I said, it's 5ish now. It's about 5:10 maybe. And I really I have been struggling the whole morning to kind of like wake myself up, get myself in a position to do things. And while I've made it downstairs and have, you know, got ready to start doing the things, I don't know how long it will be until my body says, I was joking, you need to go back to bed now. I've noticed that I've been taking a lot more naps these days, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm getting my work done in the morning like I normally was, and I'm napping at least once in the day, afternoon kind of time. So yeah, hopefully things will even out as I continue to adjust to this new dose of meds. Like I said, it really does feel like it's the right dose for my nerve pain, which is a bonus, but it's exhausting. It's exhausting trying to manage your spoons, trying to manage how you're going to balance work and everything else. I knew that when I was going back to work that I would not be able to just jump right in at the deep end and do all the levels of work that I was doing before. I knew that wasn't possible. And I kind of realize now that it might even be even more sort of slowed down than I initially thought it would be. But I'm going to give it a go. We'll see how it does. Just hope for the best. On the docket, I have 2 blog scripts to write. And if I feel like it after that, I have 3 blog posts to write as well. So if necessary, the blog posts can be left until tomorrow. But I'd like to maybe think about getting started on one of them if at all possible. I do need to set up the blog posts, as in I have to find pictures and tags and stuff like that. I'd like to get that end done, even if the writing of the post itself is not done until tomorrow or whatever. So yeah, getting closer to getting back to work and hoping that it goes smoothly. I don't know. I feel like I'm not going to know until I jump in and just do it, basically. I've been giving myself permission to take my time. Like, I know that my planning has put that on the 1st I'll be recording a video. So I know that hopefully from there I can work out how long captioning on a normal length video for me will take. The one that took like 4 days, that was more because it was a lot longer than I normally post. And also I was still in the beginnings of getting used to my keyboard. So hopefully things will change. But if not, I've not really got any set days for working on which. I have ideas of what I'd like to achieve in the month. Like, I'd like to do this much on this project and this much on that project and these many videos, as well as, the blog scripts and blog posts at the end of the month. But I don't actually have to do it all. I don't have to do it all. Like, if I don't manage to do it all, that's okay. If I drop down to just one revision project, that's okay too. We will just see how it goes. But yeah, I'm gonna drink my squash and get on with work, and I will catch up with you once I'm done with whatever I managed to do. Hi everybody, it is now I think just before 9 a.m. and I managed to basically finish the 2 vlog scripts I had left to write. I've also done 1 blog post. It was actually really easy, the blog post. I was worried that because I had 3 of them and I'd only managed to do 2 vlog scripts in a day that I would struggle with 3 blog posts, but this one came to me very easily. There was a pause in the middle which helped really, because it helped me rest my hand and all the rest of it, and get some more thoughts to go with it. With one of my BFFs from Finland, she called just to, have a voice call while she was having her breakfast and stuff before she goes to work. So, it was good. It was very good. I feel like tomorrow I can finish off the last 2 blog posts, and then I'm basically got the weekend to recover, to recharge, and go from there. I do feel like I need to do a bit more talking about like the chronic illness side of all of this. Like, I know that I think it worked out that I was downstairs for about 3.5, 4 hours, which I know does not sound like much to most people. To someone with a chronic illness who has, been slowly recharging myself to the point where I can sit in my chair for longer periods without serious ill effects, it's a lot. I have lots of breaks planned, and that helps. I can go between my bedroom and the office if I need to, because I'm now at a stage where I don't need my carer's help to transfer between places. For a time, I needed my carer's help to do that. It wasn't safe for me to do that on my own. So of course it meant that anytime I spent downstairs, it was with this understanding that when I needed to, my carer would take me back upstairs, help me into bed, and all of that. Like for Christmas Day, which was obviously ages ago now, I was still in the very early stages of being able to even sit up in my chair at all. So we did presents in the morning, as we normally do, and then I was taken back upstairs. I was put to bed, and then I slept basically until it was time for lunch. And then again, a carer came and got me out of bed and took me downstairs. We ate like lunch, dinner, whatever you want to call it. And then I went back upstairs and crashed for the rest of the day. So, like, there's always a cost when it comes to doing things with chronic illness. Like, at the moment, I'm navigating a new chronic illness, being the FND. And I'm also navigating the fact that my body went through a whole lot when it came to the sepsis. So I have to be careful and also willing to abandon plans, as it were. So, like, if I'd gotten to the point where I'd written the 2 vlog scripts and I was trying to, do the blog post and it was too much, I was just going to have to abandon it. There was no other option available to me because my body does what it needs to do and I need to listen to it, because I don't want to go back to work on Monday and find that I have no energy. It's one of the reasons why I'm now sort of like making it my system to not work weekends. I don't know whether that will be the case for the rest of my working. I just know right now that's the case because I need breaks. I needed breaks before, but I found that because I worked in the morning very early, I found that I was able to kind of like recharge in bed all day, and that was enough of a break for me. Whereas now I need bigger breaks, which happens. It happens to everybody at some point, and especially when it comes to chronic illness and disability, it's very much a part of that. So I'm just trying to kind of like be realistic about what my body can and can't manage. For now, 4 hours, 3.5 hours, 4 hours is a lot, but doable. But it's not something I'd want to do every day, day in, day out, because I can already feel the way my back is hurting. I can feel the way my neck is weird. My hand is even more painful, even though with the meds I'm on, it's not usually that painful. So I know that in some ways I have pushed myself too hard. One of the things with chronic illness is the fact that you know you can push yourself too hard, and you also know there's a limit to the number of times you can do that in any given period. So I know that today I will probably be napping, I will probably be needing extra pain meds, and I know that I will probably be curling up and watching YouTube videos and all of that, rather than trying to focus on doing more stuff. Because, it's like my reading. Last year I read 450 books or something. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot of books. This year I set my goal in January, I think it was for 300. I then changed it in like February, March time, because I realized that, hey, I was behind by a lot and it was making me anxious. So I changed it to, I think, 250, 200. Either way, it's now down to 175 and I'm still behind. I think it's by about 4 books. I can't remember. But whereas before I could read, because I'm mostly doing rereads this year, so before I could read those same books in a day. Now I'm struggling to finish them, 1 or 2 or 3 days, sometimes even longer than that. And I know some of that's FND. I know some of that's post-sepsis stuff, but it's just exhausting. All of these changes, and they're just exhausting. The whole thing is just exhausting. So, yeah, I want to go back to work. I want to go back to being an author. I am very aware that my author life is going to look very different from what it did before the sepsis. But I'm still here. I've still got stories to tell. I've still got books to put out. And that makes me extremely lucky, considering how very close to death I was. So yeah, on that happy note, I'm gonna end today here, and hopefully I will check in tomorrow. Hello, it is the 29th of May and I am basically done. I did the 2 blog posts today, and now I can basically sit back, chill and relax, and then hopefully go back to work properly on the 1st. So I've decided that with this channel, I'm going to release the first video on the 1st of June, simply because I now have 3 and I don't want to sort of like get behind or have them be too far back in time. I don't know whether that will continue. As I've said before, I don't plan to release every week, but if I do release one, it will probably be on a Monday, and it just depends on how I keep up with vlogging and all the rest of it. So yeah, I'm done. I'm done for the week, done for the month, and ready to curl up and just not exist for a while, because I am tired and I am sore, and I worked like an hour this morning. It wasn't as long as yesterday or the day before, and I'm just, yeah, I'm ready to curl up in bed and go, yep, I'm done, thank you. Do not disturb me until Monday. So yeah. So I'm going to head upstairs, I'm going to get into bed, and I'm just going to relax for a time. There will probably be a nap very soon in my future, and that's okay, because napping is great. But I want to thank you for watching, and of course, you know, you can follow me at all the places, and they will be linked down below. But yeah, thanks, and I will catch you later.